What's going on, everybody? This is the Absolute Answer, Nick Cutler, personal trainer, professional wrestler, amateur bodybuilder, OnlyFans model, wearing that swag, that No Good Shit Weasel t-shirt. I was once called a No Good Shit Weasel by Jim Cornette, so we made a shirt about it. Get it at prowrestlingtees.com/Cutler Coalition. Having the same lunch today as I have every day, but as you guys know, I am trying to lose a little bit of weight while I'm not able to train with weights because of the blood clots that I was recently diagnosed with. So my second breakfast, I call it second breakfast because I like Lord of the Rings, my second breakfast is usually 200 grams of rice with 6 ounces of salmon and a tablespoon of olive oil. Now, originally my plan was to just cut out carbs completely. I just wasn't going to eat carbs. But my coach disagreed and said that he does not want me to lose too much weight and to cut calories too fast, especially when I'm going to be going right back into the weights as soon as I'm able to. What's up, Dave? So, what I did is I cut my carbs in half, so I've only got 100 grams of rice instead of 200. I cut out the olive oil, so no fat in this meal other than the fat from the salmon. To kind of make it taste good, I've got my Southwest hot mustard. So, let's get the preamble out of the way. For those of you who are watching this on Facebook Live and that aren't going to catch it on YouTube, make sure you're following me on all forms of social media. You're obviously got me here on Facebook if you're watching this, facebook.com/ncutler88. Instagram, Absolute Answer, Twitter, Cutler Coalition, Snapchat, NCUTLER8869, merchandise at prowrestlingtees.com/Cutler Coalition, supplementation at tigerfitness.com using my personal affiliate link located in the bio of all of my social media platforms, as well as in the link of this video if you're watching it on YouTube. If you can't find it, just ask for it. Shoot me a direct message on any one of my social media platforms for information about my personal training and online coaching services, and my OnlyFans link is onlyfans.com/Absolute Answer. Now, on to business. For those of you who watch YouTube, follow fitness, follow YouTube personnel, etc., 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 you'll see that there has been quite a bit of drama on YouTube within the last few days. And I am not personally involved in it, but I am personally attached to it because it involves one of my favorite YouTube personalities that I love following for information and for entertainment purposes, IFBB Pro Greg Doucette, Coach Greg as everybody knows him as, and Marc Lobliner and the Tiger Fitness crew, which obviously I work for Marc Lobliner. I'm a Tiger Fitness MTS Nutrition affiliate, so, hi baby, so, sorry guys, I'm filming this on Facebook Live, but I'm uploading it to YouTube, so if you see me talking to people, it's not necessarily because I'm fucking nuts. I mean, I am nuts, but that's not why. So anyway, everybody who watches Coach Greg Doucette on YouTube, they see that he does lots of different types of videos. He uploads recipes. He does, reviews on certain types of workouts. He does Q&As. He does steroid informational profiles. He's not a doctor. Entertainment purposes only, etc., etc., etc. But he does what's called natty or not videos. Now, what are natty or not videos? Greg's followers will message him and say, hey, do a natty or not video on this person. Let's say it's Christian Bale. So Greg does a natty or not video on, say, Christian Bale. What he does is he examines Bale's physique throughout the years. He'll look at different photos from different time frames, and he will give his opinion on whether or not he thinks that the physique that Christian Bale has on any given day, on any given movie, let's say it's for Batman Begins, is that physique attainable by natural means, or does he in fact think that Christian Bale is enhanced? Clearly, it's just an opinion. He has no proof. And whenever he has been wrong, he has always admitted it. And again, natty or nots are entertainment purposes. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter whether or not I'm on steroids, you're natural, I'm natural, you snort coke, I drink beer. It doesn't matter what anybody does with their own lives. As long as you're not doing harm to somebody else, it's really nobody's business but your own what you decide to put in your body and what you decide to not put in your body. It's a risk-to-benefit ratio for everybody. However, a lot of what Greg Doucette does is called clout chasing. Now, what is clout chasing? Well, it's kind of what I'm doing with this video. So the title of this video on my YouTube is going to be Greg Doucette versus Marc Lobliner. And at that point, if you type in Greg Doucette's name, my video will pop up. So you might watch my video, as opposed to if I just put my name, or if you type in Marc Lobliner's name. You are talking about hot topic issues to get more views, more spews for more views, etc., etc., etc. You guys, I'm sure, understand the business model of YouTube. It's very self-explanatory. And if you don't understand it, then I don't recommend you start a YouTube channel. So I obviously am subscribed to both pages. I'm subscribed to Greg Doucette's page. I'm also subscribed to Marc Lobliner's page. Why am I subscribed to Marc Lobliner's page? Because I used to actually have a online relationship with Marc Lobliner. I would talk back and forth with him on Twitter, Instagram, whatever the case may be. He was actually going to come to one of my pro wrestling shows that was actually right by his house when he still lived in Illinois and not Tennessee. And I am a Tiger Fitness MTS Nutrition affiliate. What does that mean? I get paid to sell stuff through Tiger Fitness and MTS Nutrition. I make money. That's why I use MTS Nutrition supplements. Do I think that they're the best? Yes, absolutely. Do I get paid to sell them? Yes, absolutely. I never hide that fact. I'm trying to make money, as is everybody else. I would never sell something to people, though, that I do not use. If you look at my supplement cabinet, you see a lot of MTS Nutrition up there. Down at my protein, it's MTS Nutrition. That's what I use. So I'm not making shit up when it comes to that. I don't follow Marc anymore on YouTube. I mean, on Instagram or Twitter. Quite frankly, just because he's a dick. He's very outspoken, and he's very. Let's just say I got into a political disagreement with him on Twitter, and I won't even tell you what it was about. Let's just say I calmly kept asking him the same question over and over again because, like a lot of people do, if answering the actual question that you're asking them will prove them wrong, they just won't answer the question. They just keep trying to give you rebuttals by asking you different questions. So I just very calmly kept on saying, Marc, you're not answering the question. I'll ask it again. And I'd ask the question again, and he finally just got so pissed off and said, I'm done here. And he unfollowed me on Twitter, unfollowed me on Instagram. And it's whatever. If a grown-ass man wants to act like a little boy and get butthurt and not talk to me on social media, even though I make him thousands of dollars a month in supplement sales, that's absolutely fine. I don't care. No sweat off my sack. But I still follow him to keep up with the new products that's coming out for the site. He is pretty entertaining. And I do agree with him on a lot of his views. It's just on this particular day, the view that he gave me was one that I disagreed with, and he can't handle intelligent rebuttal. So that's that. But anyway. So Saturday, I'm going through my YouTube subscriptions, and I see that Marc Lobliner has uploaded a new video to his Tiger Fitness page with his douchebag podcast partner. No idea what the guy's name is, but he is a clown. Saying, is Greg Doucette a beta cuck? Meaning, does he just go after people on YouTube for the sake of shitting on them while offering no positive benefit in return? And so Marc proceeds to, go on about how Natty or Not to do nothing for anybody, how Greg offers no positive reinforcement on his channel, how he puts on an act because the voice that he uses and his mannerisms aren't even real, he's just putting on a show. He shits on his IFBB pro career. He shits on his resume, which Greg has a master's degree in kinesiology. He's been a personal trainer for I don't even know how many years. He has his IFBB pro card, finished fourth in the most recent show that he did. And they just proceed to run the guy into the ground because they claim that he talked bad about one of their business partners, Chris Jones, I think is his name. And so they were sticking up for him because the OGs, as they call themselves, of YouTube need to stick together. Oh, and they made up shit about Greg's arrest 8 years ago, I believe, for dealing steroids in Canada, where he received a $50,000 fine and 20 months of house arrest. And they claimed that Greg received a lighter sentence because he sold out his partners and his partners did jail time. When in actuality, if you actually read about the article and follow the story, nobody else did any jail time on that situation but Greg. Nobody. So at that point, you're just making up lies, and at that point, it's really pretty much defamation, especially when you put it on a public forum like YouTube. Now let's examine this argument. Number one, natty or nots are for entertainment purposes. And anytime that Greg has done a natty or not and someone has responded saying that he's wrong and proved that he's wrong, he does a video where he acknowledges that he's wrong. It's for entertainment purposes only. He doesn't sit there and insult people. He comments on their physique and comments on their work ethic, puts them over big. He just says that he simply does not think that they have a natural physique, and I don't see what's wrong with that. You should not be upset if someone says, "Hey, you don't have a natural physique." I am tickled when people say, "Hey, you must be on steroids." That must mean you think I look good. Cool, awesome. Keep thinking whatever you want to think, because whether I am or whether I'm not is none of your business. So that argument is irrelevant. Number two, they get upset because Greg clout chases, which is exactly what they were doing by making the video and uploading it and talking about Greg. They were clout chasing. They were using his name to try to get more views on their channel. Number three, this idea that the OGs of YouTube need to stick together and take out all of these new guys that are doing nothing good for this channel. Okay, so Greg has been on YouTube less than Marc Lobliner and Tiger Fitness, but Greg has 800,000 subscribers and Marc only has 200,000. So it sounds to me like these OG guys are just pissed off that the new kid on the block figured out a way to get more views, more subscribers, and make more money from a platform that they've been on for over 10 years, and they're pissed off about that fact. And so now they're sour about it and they're bitching and complaining. It's no different than me being upset about the new style of pro wrestling. I'm not going to begrudge all these kids for doing what they do as far as pro wrestling goes, but I'm not going to do it myself. But I'm not going to sit and cry like a little bitch about it like Marc Lobliner is either. It's just plain and simple. Thirdly, fourthly, whatever number I'm on right now, they crapped on his resume. They said that they must have been handing out IFBB Pro cards the year that Greg won his pro card because he's not a real IFBB Pro, and that he just his resume isn't impressive. Okay, if you have an IFBB Pro card, your resume is fucking impressive because you have to go through a lot of shit to earn that. They were just handing them out that year. That makes absolutely no sense, and it makes you sound like a douche, especially when the guy that said it, which is Marc Lobliner's podcast partner, whatever the fuck his name is, you look like an out of shape fuck. So to sit there and say that they must have been handing out IFBB Pro cards that year, Greg looks a million times better than you will ever look. I look a million times better than you will ever look. So, and I don't even look that good right now because I can't lift. So let's just put that in perspective. Secondly, to say that he placed 4th place in the last pro show that he did. So to place top 10 in any pro show, oh, well, he hasn't competed in the Olympia. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? There's lots of top IFBB pros that haven't competed in the Olympia who still have good knowledge and good information to pass on to people who are trying to better themselves. He has a master's degree in kinesiology. He's a personal trainer, etc., etc., etc. If you really want to get down to it, and I'm glad that Marc was humble enough to admit this, Greg's done just about as much with his IFBB Pro card as Marc Lobliner did with his. Marc didn't do jack shit with his when he had it. I mean, you could say that Greg hasn't, but he's still competed more so than I believe Marc has. So there's that. At the end of the day, you guys at Tiger Fitness, regardless of whether I work for you or not, I'm going to call it like it is. You came off like bitter little girls by posting the video that you guys posted. At the end of the day, you should just keep doing what you're doing and focus on coming out with better products. Focus on expanding your guys' views and your subscriptions by putting out better content, and not worry about what everybody else is doing. So the fact that you guys made up lies about the steroid case, and the fact that you guys made up lies about whether he put this video out about Chris, which he didn't. There's no video up where Greg did a natty or not on Chris Jones. It's simply made up. So you guys made up lies so you would have content to make a video about him, so you could clout chase using his name, and just completely defamed him in this video. And that's not right. And you guys are lucky that Greg's nicer than a lot of people, and that he's simply just asking you to take it down, as opposed to going after you with a lawyer for defamation of character. But that's my opinion on that. I'm going to get back to this food because I just got stuck talking and I just haven't eaten, and I need to get back to the office. So again, get that Jim Cornette tea at prowrestlingtees.com/Cutler Coalition. Hit me up in my direct messages for personal training and online coaching services. Like the video, comment, share it. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about next time. Stay Cutler strong.